Greetings, this is Noble Kale for noblecale.com. I've got here a game called Hyper Gauntlet. It's by Udall Games, and I've been watching this one on Screenshot Saturday and Feedback Friday for ages, but I've never gotten around to it. But lo and behold, the time is here. So this is actually a blind play. I've never seen it before. I've barely opened it and I've been sitting on this menu screen. So that's as blind as it gets. It's worth mentioning that I'm using the version off the website, downloadable for Windows, and it's pretty much popped up the Unity starter, which means it's already asked me for resolution, windowed mode or not, and for key bindings. So that's pretty much covered. You won't hear me bitch and moan about that. Now let's have a quick look at this intro screen, or menu screen. Nice neutral grey background. It's not white, so it's not blinding the hell out of me in my dark room. So points for that. Whereas there was another game that I played recently that was a bright as hell white background and kind of blinds the hell out of me. So I'm really happy about this. What I'm also noticing, font, same font. It's a little bit taller, I think, but that's okay because it is the same font basically, and this is the heading, so we're all cool. Same color here as here, white instead of gray. I think my eyes might be tricking me. I have no idea. Doesn't matter, it looks good. The background is moving, but it's not causing me any kind of nausea, so I'm okay with this, as opposed to there's been a couple of games that I've seen lately that have had moving backgrounds on menu screens, and it makes me throw up. So this is fine. This is fantastic. It's pretty minimalist, but I'm actually pretty damn happy with this. This is great. Options include start, scores, options, and quit. Let's have a look at scores. Brilliant little transition there, really nice and smooth. It looked really sexy. Okay, so again, same font. One thing that I'm noticing here is that so the options are all sort of scattered as far as the width. Whereas if I go back here, nice, all in line, all the same size. So that's maybe something to have a look at. Let's go back into scores. Scores has actually gotten me a menu called cheats. So these are actually options or something like that. But either way, clearly not scores. Yeah, that's weird. I also noticed that it goes to the left, whereas before I thought it went to the right. Anyway, okay, let's check out the options menu. Okay, so what we've got here is basically some controls, normal or reflex, and that's a bit weird to me in that I don't know what reflex is. I don't know what normal is. I know the keys because I already set them, but I don't know the difference between the two. So what I'd love to see, a little bit of alt text right here, tell me the difference between them. When I hover over the top, it just changes. See how you've got this gap? Make use of it. I've also got a slider for volume. I'm going to enable the music. There we go. You'll notice that the video does kind of freeze up every now and then. That's because whenever I alt tab away from the game, it pauses up. And the video does exactly the same thing. So there may be a few little odd edits here and there. Anyway, one thing that I noticed immediately, I had to set this outside of video because I did set it in video before and it just blasted through the roof. That's because these slider objects are actually pretty terrible. In this one it's not so bad, but I had to kind of click and drag it all the way out to here to get one notch, and then all of a sudden it ended up over here at sort of 90% and it was blasting the hell out of me. So what I would recommend is decreasing the length of this, and then put a plus and a minus key over here and a plus key over here. Let me change it by increments myself, because at the moment I can't actually click on there. I have to click and drag, and it's not very controllable at all. And that's just a thing about sliders in general for me. I really don't enjoy them too much. Let's talk about the music. Hopefully you guys can hear that. I had to sort of wiggle around with the volume levels in Windows. Energetic, pretty good. So I'm pretty happy with that. Alright, I can't really remember the keys, but we're just going to kind of wing it. I'm pretty sure it's WASD or the arrow keys, either or, and then space. Oh, it's just changed songs on me. I'm pretty sure this is the track listing up here, but maybe if that's true, it could pop up with now playing, and then the track name. I'd like that a bit better. Let's jump in. Okay, here we go. I can move. Okay, I can. Yep. Okay, so space slows down time. Alright, one tap of the button moves me by 1 square out of 9 possible positions. This is intense. Whoa. Okay, so far I'm up to a score of 100. Wow, that was over really quickly. That was insane. I feel like it ramped up a little bit too quickly. It was not generous on its application of pressure. Let's go again. Now here's a quick thing. You have a menu that's driven by mouse, and yet the controls for the game are the keyboard. So I have to click here, and then I have to leave the mouse and go over to the keyboard, which is always just a narky sort of thing. If I go quiet while I'm playing, it's because I'm concentrating, damn it. Ah! Bastard! One thing that I'd like is, I notice it's press space to retry, but that actually kicks me back to the main menu. What I want is press space to instantly start again, or press escape to go back to main menu, or something like that, so I don't have to come back to the mouse, I don't have to come back to this screen, I can stay in my sense of the zone or flow, whichever you prefer to call it. I don't want to lose it. I want to be in there. You have this advantage in that your load times are so inexplicably small, and that's fantastic. Whereas a game like Audio Surf, typically on my computer, takes phenomenally long amounts of time to load up and buffer, and I drop out in and out of that sort of state of flow. Whereas with this, I can sense that if you let me stay in the game instead of coming back here, I feel that I can really bam, 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 just keep hitting it. You'll really hit that replay factor where all of a sudden I'm just aware of the fact that 6 hours has passed and I've just sat here just drilling into the Hyper Gauntlet. I actually suggested a completely different name for Hyper Gauntlet. It was a little bit more euphemistic, but I like this name. Anyway, so I'm going to hit it again, just because, and there you go, you've got that, just one more play through, which is huge deal. I have no idea what those circles do. Also, I find myself not using the time slowdown, even though I should. It's just not apparent to me to do it. Also, I have no idea how much of that I've got. Does it affect my score? I don't know. I do like the fact that you alternate the colours. That lets me see what the traffic's like up ahead. And I think you can see, I'm not sure, but I think you can see that I'm doing better. Which means that though I complained about the pressure increments before, it clearly is doing better. What's my score? 61177. I'm pretty sure I was about 1/4 of that on my second playthrough. Okay, so let's talk about it. Let's go back to the main screen. Space. Also, escape. I just pressed escape to go back to the main screen. That's just a habit. So I would rebind those keys. So let's talk about this one. User interface. Immaculate. This is pretty good. As far as graphically, it's great. Again, these transitions, perfect. I would like to see this stretched out so that they're all the same length, or just, I don't know, it looks weird. Nice rectangle all over the place. I kind of sense that this isn't an official screen though, so maybe you need to kind of block that off or something. Oh, I'm just noticing that on the Feedback Friday post there's actually a list. It's got a list of power-up types. Yellow center black edges is 5 seconds of slow-mo. Red center white edges is an extra life. Black center red edges is invulnerability to red blocks for 10 seconds. Black center blue edges, invulnerability to blue blocks for 10 seconds. That's a cool mechanic. I don't know how that's kind of presented to the user though. One of the problems that I do have though is that it hits you so fast that I don't have time to look at any extra information. There's no time for anything. There's one more power up, which is yellow center, purple edges, autopilot. It's really rare, but really cool to see. I don't know. Unless that's something that I can press the button for, I'm not necessarily sure I want you taking the control away from me. What I'm really liking though is, so let's come back, now that I've gone off topic, let's come back to the user interface. Perfect, apart from that one tiny aspect. As far as actually configuring stuff, sliders, not my thing. I get it, it's a good representation of a percentage and all of that kind of stuff, but I don't want to be clicking on the slider. Click and drag on a slider is just painful. Let me click to actually select an individual increment, or give me plus and minus controls at the very least, and I know you can do it. I believe in you. Otherwise, it's good to see all of this consistency. Just harking back to the entire screen is fantastic. Difficulty. I found that the first run was a little bit full on. I don't want to espouse a tutorial level or anything like that, but I think that maybe it could have an optional warm-up round where it just kind of is at half speed. You can even sort of have something come up the top where it says warming up engines, as if the craft has to kind of power up in order to sort of really hit those high speeds. Give me some kind of feedback as to how fast I'm doing. I like, while I just complained that I don't have time to look at a UI, tell me, give me a fictional number to say you're going 60,000 light years a second or something like that, and make it a really big number. Make me really sort of go, here's my max speed. Let's talk about the feedback that I get at the end of a round. I get a high score. That's not bad. What I'd also like to see is a distance. How far did I go? Because you've got power-ups, which are points. Break that down for me. How many power-ups did I pick up? How far did I go? What was my top speed? Or how much slow-mo did I use? What was my percentage of slow-mo? Like, as in, tell me, did I get to the end of the game and then you tell me, oh, by the way, you used no slow-mo, what the hell are you doing? Tell me this kind of stuff. This is the kind of stuff that I eat up. How am I sort of sitting on the game overall? I adore it. It's fantastic. It's a good implementation. What platforms do I sort of see it for? Probably just PC. For me anyway, personally. I don't think it would translate well to sort of a touchscreen or anything like that. I just don't think that the controls would be responsive enough. I would like to try it with my gamepad. So if you can tell me how you're doing with gamepad controls or something like that, that'd be awesome as well. Anyway, so this was pretty damn awesome. and this was Hyper Gauntlet. You can check out this game. Udall Games, they're actually phenomenal. They've put up an offer for Let's Players that if you would like a version that lets you set infinite ammo and slow-mo, sorry, not infinite ammo, infinite slow-mo and God mode, they have a copy just for you. So I'll put that link into the comments as well. Anyway, so this was NobleKale from NobleKale.com giving feedback on Hyper Gauntlet. I will see you with the next video. See ya.